time it is, my beautiful, impactful, meaningful people. Let us begin with... And now let's transition to our regular montage. This week, Kate and I found our way into front row seats for a Cirque/Cameron experience. I had a lot of meetings in places like this, talking about the ROI of creativity, and then finished with a fix of freestyle fishing, fighting and winning 5 fabulous flathead, 1 unwelcome cold, and 7 summers worth of sunburn. Remember to slip, slop, slap, kids. This week's episode is dedicated to something no one likes to talk about, everyone is well aware of, but very few are doing well. It's time to talk about personal branding. Like it or loathe it in these narcissistic times, how we are positioned in the eyes of our potential customer or colleague matters. It's the gateway to opportunity, the runway to possibility, the only way to secure your future career moves if you have any desire to grow your business or climb the corporate ladder. But it doesn't have to be yucky or a waste of time. I want to give you a map to ensure you're not just positioned as the person for the job, but you become the person who actually makes the difference. I'm not talking about an Insta-filtered, fabricated, faux, fake. I mean creating a sustainable, meaningful and profitable market position. I'm calling this segment Brand Like an Artisan. So let's begin with a line, and we'll call this the wall of whoa. This line demonstrates how differentiated you are in the eyes of your colleagues or clients. In other words, how unique you are in the market or the workplace. So up here, we'll call this uniqueness, and down here, we'll call this sameness. Up here, there's no one that can do what you do in the way that you do it. And down here, what you do and who you are is just like everyone else. Now let's draw another line. We'll call this the strip of, you got it! This line represents how relevant you are in the eyes of your customer or colleagues. In other words, what you do is exactly what they need right now. You have the capacity and capability to solve their dilemma today. So over here, we'll call this relevance, meaning you got's what I wants. And over here, we'll call this irrelevance, meaning your thing just ain't useful for my thing. You got nothing, nothing, nothing. So now we have a quadrant, but these different spaces need names. So let's go ahead and do that. If what you do and who you are serves no real purpose to anyone else, and you do that just like everyone else, you'll find yourself down here. It's a space I call sorry who? And hot tip, you don't want to be here. What you do doesn't solve my problem, and even if it did, it's uninspiring and ubiquitous. I can get your brand of beige anywhere. But if what you do and who you are is relevant to me, if you can solve my problem and service my need, but there's nothing really distinct about the way in which you do it, you'll find yourself over here, bottom left. Wait, bottom right. I like to call this space dime a dozen. Here you'll probably hear things like, yeah, it's just what we need, but can you do us a deal? Or you're certainly qualified, but the other candidate just seemed to click. You might fix their problem or fulfill their job requirements, but there's nothing unique about you, at least as far as they can see. You don't stand apart from your colleagues or competitors in any way, which leads them to thinking they can squeeze a better offer, more hours, or keep you where you are for longer. Truthfully, this is where most of us live. We've been reduced to a commodity and will forever compete on speed and price. We're fighting a battle to the bottom, which results in diminishing returns, increasing competition, and a one-way ticket to obsolescence. If, however, you're wildly unique, there's no one that can do what you do. Your contribution is 1 in 7 billion, but your market can't see why it matters to them. You'll find yourself up here. People might love what you do, they might even see value in it, but it's just not for them. We call this space nice to have, and the phrase you hear a lot from here is, just not now. Full disclosure, this is where I spend a lot of my time. I make things that are wonderful, beautiful, meaningful, insightful, but not really practical. At least not in the eyes of my prospective clients. Quite often I'll get, wow, Mike, I love what you do. Like, don't ever stop what you're doing, okay? It's just fantastic. Keep doing it. Cool, so you want to buy something? Oh, Yeah, it's not really the right time right now. I mean, we're going through an organisational transformation, one in which we're really looking to build capacity and capability, you know, like innovation mindset. We want disruptive thinking, we want creativity, you know. That's exactly what I do. Oh, is it? So what's missing for them is relevance. Clearly, I haven't articulated for them what I do is relevant to them. It might be unique, but it doesn't feel necessary, and there's certainly no urgency for them to buy it. Which leads us to the magical, mystical, marvelous space, the top right. When what you do and who you are is exactly what they need, and there's no one that can do it like you. You'll find yourself here, this beautiful space called Name Your Rate. From here, the phrases we get used to hearing are, when can you start? We'll do whatever it takes. We've got to have you. This is by far the most meaningful, sustainable, and profitable place for you to be. You're doing what you do best and serving them in ways that surpass the rest. You're effortlessly relevant and insatiably unique. From here, you're quite simply living the dream. So now we have a map. How do we generate some movement? There's two things we need to do to move up and right. The first is empathy. In order to become more relevant in the eyes of our customer or colleagues, we have to know them intimately. Their dreams and desires, what sucks for them, what's stopping them, what it's like to be them. We have to know them better than they know themselves, and then shape our offering, our ideas, or our execution in ways that serve them. Want to be more relevant? Dial up the empathy. And the pathway to rise towards uniqueness is to dial up our self-awareness. To activate, articulate, and amplify our edge, we have to pay close attention to who we were, to who we are, and to who we hope to become. We have to investigate our instincts, follow our flavour, move with what moves us, and trust that the whispers within are worth following. Want to be more unique? Make more time to know, grow, and show your fabulous self. So in a beautiful circle of truth, what's one delightful, practical, impactful action you can consistently take that will bring you closer to yourself while bringing you closer to the people you seek to serve? Anyone? Anyone? Make stuff and share it. Measure what resonates with people with what resonates with you. Simultaneously test your self-expression against the mess they're hoping to find their way through. Maybe, I don't know, start a vlog. See you next week, team. Honestly, I was a bit under the weather this week. Did my best. Not sure if it's my best vlog, don't really care.
For those of you still watching, this episode was filmed with this little man right here. I stuck my camera to the clothesline like that. I used the sand from Sonny's sand pit. I used the dirt from the garden.